Well, here we are again at my home slot car channel. This would be home slot car setup video number 7. I'm sure eventually I'll forget. Anyway, just a little update, and probably get a second video in, maybe, I don't know, tonight, tomorrow, this weekend. Running my cars again. Got a couple new cars in, I'll get to that in a minute. I'll show you some stuff going on. So, you know, when you're shopping around, you always keep your eyes open for stuff. Well, kind of like in the Christmas section, for the Christmas Village stuff, I was looking, and they had a couple things that seemed to work out. And I'll come in on this. You can see them right here, these little spotlights. So I bought a couple sets to try them out. The only downside is they're connected to a battery pack. And I'll get to that on the other side. I got one more exposed. So what I did is I took stirring straws, painted them gray, took an X-Acto knife, cut down, and I fed some line to this so it kind of looks like conduit. And that's basically how I'm going to run that, just to cover it up. I'll step up here for a minute. I'll show you how I disguise the box. So right here, there's a couple mounted on there. I'll light those up in a minute. So as you can see, there's the wire that goes to this box you really can't do nothing with. So what I did was, the second thing I purchased, they sell this roll fake brick, I guess for setting up your Christmas Village scene. It's kind of a felt backing, so it's padded, and I'll get to that in a minute. So what I did was I cut up some strips, and I basically, if I can find the side, let me get to it. Right here, I just covered it in that stuff, left the flap unglued so I can open it and change the batteries, and the switch is right there. So let me flip this on, and yeah, everything's a work. So I gotta use that stirring straw as conduit, hide the wire, then decorate the box a little better when I position it. Probably glue some fake hay and weeds to the side of it, not to really interrupt if I have to open it or change the batteries. So basically, they're pretty decent little bright lights, and they are fully adjustable. So I mounted a couple of those. That's one of the new things. Now getting back to that brick stuff, I found one use for it. It makes a nice little barricade. It is padded, so it's easy on the cars. I'm probably going to finish that up, put a backing on it, make it look a little bit more authentic when you're looking at it, top or back. And another reason I got it, which is definitely a work in progress, is the section I never really finished yet, which is basically I used masking tape, and I blew it with some stone finish paint. I just got tired of working with the plaster of Paris. I got like 25 pounds of plaster of Paris involved in this already. So anyway, I started laying this out. Let me zoom in a little bit. I might have to focus the camera. No, she seems to be doing pretty good. So you can see it's not perfect. It reminds me exactly of putting on wallpaper on the walls in the 70s and very, very early 80s, except wallpaper usually lines up a little better. I'll just cut it in, and then I'll just finalize it with some decoration, maybe some weathering and stuff, but I can find plenty of uses for it, especially on the other side over there. And I'll finish up this area. And space under the track there, I got to make some kind of fake concrete under there. I'll probably use the same thing I make my barriers with, and continue the brickwork there. Let me see, what else? So, a couple things came into this week. Won a couple auctions, and we got them right here. Let me zoom out on this. Picked up another stock car, which is a 65 Ford Galaxie 500 Ned Jarrett. Beautiful car. We'll talk about that in a minute. And the second, well actually I got this one first, was the Carrera Hot Rod. The 32 Ford Hot Rod. I'll tell you, I tried bidding on 2 of these on auction, lost because they just went through the roof, and a guy had this one, and I guess he got it at an estate sale. It was brand new in the box. I guess the only thing is, when he got it, the rear bumper was off, but it still had the original seals on it, so he's the one that cut the original seals, took the bumper, put it in a Ziploc bag. He described it, took pictures. Great seller. I got it as make an offer price, went for it, no problem at all, sent it to me. I put the bumper back on, she's fine. Great little car. I'll tell you what, I love these Carreras. They're quiet, but they are fast. And the only thing I got to do, because it's such an old track, I think I mentioned it before, I usually have to modify the guides. I know they sell guides out there, but I just hate ordering this, that, waiting. So you can always replace it back to original, but I definitely have to take about a 1/4 inch with a combination of more in the front, little in the back, round it off. And basically the worst spot is this hairpin turn, this old Ninco track. Alright, getting back to the one on top. It's an auction I won. I did a local pickup, met the guy, great guy, nothing against the seller, brand new car in the box. It might have been used once or twice, but it really didn't show it. Only problem is, one tire was dry rotted on it. And you know what? That's my first encounter. I got some of my cars are like 15 years old, and they're fine. I heard about it, never encountered it. So it was actually the power wheel, and I'm not going to take it out of the box now. I'll probably use it in a video later when I run some cars. So it was totally dry rotted. Nothing I could do. The other 3 tires are fine. So I was like, oh man, you know, I can't even try the car. So I spent about 2 hours online last night looking up tires for these old stock cars. I found 2 different companies that make, one makes an exact repop, one makes a silicone slick. So I ordered a pair from each company. So I'll show you those when they came in. Now I'll tell you a fun little story. I'm sitting at home, and I'm thinking, tires. Well, I remember 20 years ago, I was really into remote control cars. I got a nice gas-powered collection rail dragster, all this and that. So, you know, once in a while you'd see something at your local store like Wally Mart, and it'd be like a $10 little 1/32 remote control car. Well, I happened to buy a couple of them. One was a PT Cruiser, one was a Volkswagen. Well, I found the PT Cruiser, the tires are not right, but I knew that Volkswagen had the right tires on it. Problem is, you know, things are, you go to look for it, I can't find it. So neither here nor there, which leads to this quirky little story. The little Scale Electric set, the pit crew. Let me zoom in on that. Come on, camera. So that little pit crew there came with some little accessories, like a jack, and believe it or not, it actually came with a little tire and mounted on a rim. I guess one of the guy like holds it like he's gonna mount it. So I happened to remember it was there, so I went, you know what I did? I went over, I got it off the rim. It's not an exact match. I don't think the camera is gonna pick it up or focus. Well, you can see it right there. So it's a little wider, and she has like almost like a doom buggy thread on the tire, you know, like a high profile. Anyway, it being a power tire, I'll tell you what, it works for now. I'm gonna go with it, and you'll see it if I do a video later on. And when I get my new set of tires, I'll just put it back with the Scale Electric's crew so they don't hate me. And another thing I got in the mail this week, thanks to a suggestion by somebody online. I suck with names, I apologize, but I thank you. You know who you are. And this is what you were recommended. Better hand controller. So, you know, I went, look. I never even knew I could get better hand controllers for this. And to my shock, you can get them up to $900. My jaw hit the ground. Anyway, I went to the Professor Motor website, and he had some direct plugins to these old Ninco Scale Electrics, and I believe old Carrera sets. And it wasn't like a 3-wire where you get a, sure I could do it, but I'm not looking to get that much work. So here's this beauty right here. It doesn't have braking or I think what they call torque control or throttle response adjustment, which I'm thinking I'm going to get another hand controller. So obviously I need 2, and I'll get one of those. But anyway, let me say this. I never would have imagined the difference just being a Slotcar set a hand controller would make, and it really does. Super smooth. I knew right away, just off the top of my head, you wouldn't feel that metal grinding like somebody else mentioned, I think on Facebook. In the trigger, you can actually feel the metal slide back and forth, the vibration going right to the trigger, which is true. But it's so smooth. The cars are extra responsive. I am 100% satisfied with that. So you'll see when I do a video and drive them around. So here's one more thing. I had to take it down here to size it up for some lights before I finish it off and can't get to them. So that'll be another addition coming in. That's the barrel by Magnetic Racing. And I already got a guy standing in it. He's going to go in there. But I got to mount some more lights in it. And I actually took down here to drill holes in the floor so I can feed the wires through. But I think I'm going to put a light over each restroom on each side. And it does have a little patio with picnic tables. It's going to be awesome. Nice signs. And that's a work in progress. That's a little bit more involved. So, anyway, I thank you for watching. And if the camera went out of zoom once in a while, like I said, I'm using this more advanced camera, and obviously it's not as quick. And sometimes I forget to press the focus button, even though it has automatic focus. So, once again, I will get back with another video, but I'll wish you anyway a good weekend. Stay happy, stay healthy. And I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you very much.